What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. Happy Thursday. It is almost the weekend and I am so here for it. But anyways, let's get to the hot business. Now let's talk about Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams says her life is fucked up and feels like she's trapped in a prison, and it's all due to her being stuck in a conservatorship despite not being cognitively impaired. So in a rare interview, Wendy opens up about her lack of well-being on The Breakfast Club, where she went in depth about how she's been mistreated over the past 3 years by her conservator, Sabrina Morrissey. So Wendy called into the popular radio show since she was unable to leave what's described as a luxury prison. Wendy was joined on the call by her niece Alex, who helped expand on Wendy's poor living conditions. Alex says Wendy is stuck in a small room in New York City with basic necessities, including only one window, which doesn't provide Wendy with enough sunlight. Wendy doubles down, saying she feels isolated and the people at the facility are not my cup of tea. Alright, so another eerie detail, Wendy says one of the few interactions she has with other people on a daily basis is when nursemaids come to her room and deliver unknown pills. Charlamagne the God followed up telling Wendy not to take the pills, and Wendy says she's only taken 2 pills in her entire life. So one of the most troubling revelations, Wendy says she is only able to use phones one way. She can make calls to family and friends, but they are unable to call her. Additionally, she can't scroll on her phone and doesn't have a laptop or iPad. Alright, so at one point, Wendy broke down in tears about the possibility of not being with her father in Miami on his 94th birthday. Again, Wendy says she's at the hands of Morrissey when it comes to making all decisions, and it's unclear whether her travel will be approved. So Wendy also hints at being in financial straits, saying she only has $15 and her money is in prison. So another incredibly emotional moment, Wendy reveals her 2 beloved cats were unknowingly taken away from her. Wendy has been with her cats since she moved to New York City following her divorce, and says she recently learned they were sold without her knowledge. The exact details surrounding the removal of her pets are unclear. Okay, so despite all of this, Wendy and her niece drive the point home that Wendy's not cognitively impaired. Alex emphasizes outsiders do not know Wendy the way her family does. They want her freed and able to live with dignity. Alex implores Wendy's fans to keep sharing Free Wendy on social media and to make as much noise as possible. Okay, so this is really insane. I believe that Wendy Williams deserves to be free because Wendy Williams is a human being just like the rest of us, ladies and gentlemen. She is a nice person. She is someone that is basically trying to live her life and to chase her own dreams and to be in her own dreams of still being a talk show host and still being that personality that we all have known her as. Because now that she's over here at home, all bored, all in between those 4 walls, being controlled by somebody, she is not having a life at all. She is actually being controlled and she's being used in all instances like a little child. It's not fun at all, ladies and gentlemen. And what really breaks my heart of it all is that now Wendy is like not even herself anymore now that she is being controlled. She is not the Wendy Williams that we once knew on the Wendy Williams show. You know, I want that crazy, shady Wendy back. You know, the Wendy Williams that used to talk crap about celebrities and the Wendy Williams that would make us laugh and this and that, because that's the Wendy Williams that we have known her to be, and that's the Wendy Williams that we have enjoyed her to be. But now it's like, unfortunately, Wendy Williams can't get out of that dark tunnel at all because of this conservatorship that she's under. And now it's just so darn odd, though, that Wendy Williams is under all of this, considering that Wendy Williams seems like a healthy person to me, and she's only like 58 years old, if I'm not mistaken, or actually she's, 60 years old. And that is not even an old age, by the way. That is still a young age right there, where she can do so many things to herself and so many things for herself, So anyways, I just feel like Wendy should definitely, step her foot and be like, you know what? I can do stuff for myself. I am a grown-ass woman that deserves to be living a really good life for myself. And you know what? go off, Wendy, and go to Warner Brothers, go to Paramount Studios, go to whatever studio that could offer you a job and give you a talk show, because ladies and gentlemen, that's what we all want to see, okay? So there's also that. And also, last but not least, if Wendy Williams were to ever break that barrier of being under that conservatorship and have her own freeing life again, then we not only would all be proud of Wendy Williams, but also, of course, there's going to be legal issues going on in between her and the conservatorship and the conservator that is under her. But here's the thing, though. She would have the right to be fighting for her own freedom after all, and be like, you know what? I have the freedom to do whatever the hell I want to do with my own life. And, you know, there are good lawyers, I'm pretty sure, that would protect her in order to get back into her own free life anyways, because I'm sure that there are a lot of good people out there and a lot of good lawyers out there that would understand Wendy Williams after all, and that wouldn't be trashing down on Wendy Williams after all. So we really need to look at the positives instead of staying stuck in the negatives here. You know, I mean, I understand that Wendy Williams has gone through her substance abuse and she has gone through her Graves' disease and she's gone through it all, ladies and gentlemen. But Wendy has been controlling her life just fine in order for her to be free again. Okay, I mean, there is this thing that if you let somebody fly in their own wings, even though they have committed a bunch of mistakes, yet again, they are going to be normal. They are going to be back to themselves. They are going to be able to control themselves after all. I mean, look at Britney Spears, for example. Britney Spears was under a conservatorship for a very long time, and now that she is away from that conservatorship, she is basically handling her life just fine, and she definitely has not been under any substance abuse anymore. So there's a really good example on how somebody can actually be still living a really good life under or without a conservatorship. Okay, so anyways, free Wendy Williams at all costs. All right, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Travis Kelce. So Travis Kelce sure sounds like a guy who's in love, because he just raved over his relationship with Taylor Swift, straight up admitting he couldn't be happier. Stephen A. Smith grilled the Kansas City Chiefs superstar on his feelings for his girlfriend for several minutes during a recent sit-down on the Stephen A. Smith show. Okay, so Kelce told the ESPN analyst he and Swift are in a strong relationship, and because of it, he's as focused as I've ever been on my job, according to him. So I'm enjoying all aspects of life, Kelce said with a smile. That's for damn sure, man. Me and Taylor are happy, and I couldn't be happier to have that confidence and that comfort off the field and all the support I could have ever asked for in the stadium, man. Okay. So Kelce actually said the love he feels from the pop star is one of the biggest reasons he tried to make it out to as many Eras Tour shows as he could last year. So he told Steven he wanted her to feel just as supported in her craft as she made him feel about this. So as for her thoughts on the future of his playing career, Kelce made it clear she doesn't want him to retire anytime soon, even if his numbers have dipped a bit this season. Okay, so she loves coming to Arrowhead and coming to the games and cheering for me, he said, so I've got all the support in the world to keep chasing these dreams. So as for her career, Kelce obviously doesn't want new music to stop coming anytime soon, revealing he is the #1 Swiftie. Okay, so this is pretty amazing that Travis Kelce is still focused on his relationship with Taylor Swift, because first and foremost, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce make a really cute couple, man. They are the couple of the century, in my opinion. Travis Kelce is always there for Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift is always there for Travis Kelce, man. I can tell they are always all smiles and lovey-dovey like it should be, and that Taylor Swift's life has actually gotten even better now that Travis Kelce is in her life. Because yes, before that, Taylor Swift had a pretty good life, don't get me wrong, but now that Travis Kelce is in her life, now Taylor Swift is like happier and more cheerful and more confident about her own life and about herself and about her music, and that's really a really good thing right there. And now it's like, Travis Kelce really wants to make things really good and steady in between the both of them, because now I'm noticing that, Travis Kelce is saying a lot of beautiful things about Taylor Swift, even though it has been like over a year, I believe, since Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift started their own relationship. And, since things are really going down that direction, I can tell that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce might be leading to something serious pretty soon. Maybe an engagement could happen and then a marriage could happen. Who knows? But I wouldn't suggest that for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, though, because I feel like if they're going to be going down that direction right now, then it would be all bad for them, because I have heard many instances of couples having to get into an engagement like a year later or 2 years later, and then later on it goes all down south, because then later on they take each other too seriously and this and that could happen in between Taylor and Travis, and that wouldn't really be a really good idea. I just feel like they should just take their time, be happy and enjoy the relationship, and then, really be patient towards one another on how they want the relationship to still be, because as long as there's patience, there is more, consideration, there is more getting to know of each other, especially, and this and that is definitely the goal right there in between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I can already imagine. So, you know what, Travis and Taylor, please take your guys' time, man. I think that now that Taylor Swift, by the way, is going to be releasing new music soon, I'm pretty sure, it's definitely going to be more support from Travis Kelce, that's for sure. And of course, Travis Kelce for sure is going to be out there promoting Taylor's music, I can imagine, because I mean, come on now, it's his girl after all, But anyways, Taylor Swift is up for several Grammys on February the 2nd. I mean, she is up for Album of the Year and for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance, and of course for Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Pop Vocal Album for the Tortured Poets department. And I know that Travis Kelce is not going to be missing out on that beautiful moment from Taylor Swift being in that ceremony. And of course, he is not going to be missing out, of course, on that moment that Taylor Swift is going to be winning a bunch of those accolades, that's for sure, because like I said, it's his girl after all, So anyways, this right here is really amazing. But anyways, may this relationship last. Now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell. Okay, so Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell have officially split after 4 years together. So Matt broke the news on Instagram Thursday morning, posting a throwback pic from the moment they first met, along with a heartfelt message asking God to help them mend their broken hearts. So Matt asked for peace about this decision to end our relationship that transcends worldly understanding and lean on his faith, further asking God to remind both him and Rachel that their joy comes from above. Okay, so Matt had the comments turned off on that post, but fans swarmed his previous one just 12 hours later of him and Rachel munching on pizza in London, dropping messages of pure shock and heartbreak. Okay, so a lot clearly went down in those 12 hours, and fans had questions, especially since back in October, Matt was out there teasing an engagement was on the horizon. So the relationship's been a bit of a roller coaster. After Matt picked Rachel, they split when some old racially insensitive posts of hers came to light, but not too long after they patched things up. Okay, so last time TMZ saw them together, Matt was leaving Dancing with the Stars incognito and was being picked up by Rachel. Okay, this is really insane, but this just comes to show that posts from the past really do affect a relationship, especially when it comes to something racially insensitive. This is so darn insane, man, how this came to light years later, but this just comes to show too that Matt James got to see the true colors of Rachel after all, for seeing those posts from her from the past. And I believe that it was a really good decision that Matt James got to be separating from this girl after all, because I believe that it's kind of a toxic relationship having to be with somebody that is basically doing things racially insensitive and that is pretty offensive towards people here and there. I mean, yes, I can say that people do change in years, but in this case, I don't even think that this girl even changed at all. I think that this girl might be the same girl that is still racially insensitive and so racially this and that towards people, and to me it's just not good at all. To me it's just really wrong in all levels. To me, it's so scary at the same time and sad, because I believe that there should be respect and there should be love in between a relationship. And basically, with somebody that is like this, where they are racist and they are saying stuff that is just not all that cool, basically there is no respect and there is no love in between a relationship. And that is something that Matt James could have been facing with Rachel after all, if he would have continued on with the relationship. And I'm not trying to say that Matt James and Rachel had a really toxic relationship. Maybe they did, I don't know. But anyways, what I'm trying to say though is that maybe there was, like I said, a racially insensitive situation going on in between the both of them, where maybe she said something racist to him, or maybe she did something that offended him, and then it would have continued on as the years go by, especially because of the fact that now he saw these posts on her Instagram or social medias where she is saying something racially insensitive, and he was all like, what, screw it, I am not going to continue off with a toxic relationship like this. I might as well step back away and might as well, choose somebody that is more respectful, especially for my own color and for other people's colors, especially because that's how it should be after all. So I believe I really do think that's a situation here, and I really do understand where James is coming from. So anyways, this right here is a really good example that we need to really know what we're putting ourselves into before getting into a relationship, that's for sure. All right, but good luck to Matt. Good luck to Matt. Now, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of The Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.